For hundreds of years, people the world over have protected themselves and their families from cold temperatures with a warm fire. Today we can stay warm by burning wood responsibly and cleanly in EPA-certified wood stoves and pellet stoves using proper burning practices. Wood is a renewable resource and North America has vast forests. But forests need to be maintained properly to stay healthy, and wood must be burned properly to reduce emissions and keep our air clean. This video guide will help you identify your stove type, teach you how to operate it with the highest efficiency, and give you safety, maintenance, and troubleshooting tips. And most of all, you will learn how to avoid the 5 most common mistakes of wood stove owners. The wood stoves sold today are certified by the Environmental Protection Agency and manufactured to burn very cleanly, 70% cleaner than old stoves, emitting significantly less smoke into the air when operated properly. The casual viewer might even think this home hasn't even lit its wood stove, since only water vapor and heat waves are visible above the chimney. In fact, the sure sign that a wood stove is being operated incorrectly is the telltale smoky chimney. Stove manufacturers' modern technology has also made stoves much more efficient. In fact, today's stoves burn 1/3 less wood than the old stoves required. That's less cutting, splitting, carrying, and less cost to you if you buy your wood. How can you tell if your stove isn't working correctly? Here are 3 indicators. You see smoke coming out of your chimney. You have difficulty starting the stove. Or your stove isn't providing enough heat. If you bought your home with an existing wood stove, the first step is to determine what type of stove you have. If your stove has artificial logs inside that can't be removed, you actually own a gas stove. If your stove has a hopper for fuel, you probably own a pellet stove. To learn more about how to operate your gas or pellet stove, locate the manufacturer's label on the stove and find the owner's manual and a local retailer on the manufacturer's website. To determine the manufacturer and model of your wood stove, locate the stove label. It may be on the back of the stove. Also, look on the back for an EPA certification label. If there isn't an EPA label, or if your stove has solid doors with no glass window, your stove is probably an older, non-EPA certified stove that should be replaced. If you're not replacing an uncertified stove immediately, please pay close attention to the safety and maintenance video on this DVD. Your owner's manual will help you determine if your stove is a catalytic or non-catalytic stove, which is important to know for starting and reloading the fire. If you don't have the manual, most manufacturers have manuals on their websites to download. If you're unsure about the model or unsuccessful in obtaining a manual online, ask your local retailer for assistance.